Hello guys, today after a very long time we are going to start with an anatomic topic, that is joints, which we most of us have already studied and are very much knowledgeable about it, but I am here to give a very brief knowledge about joints. So beginning with joints, what are they? Joints, they keep two bones together, joined together. They can be mobile or immobile. Joints can be divided into fibrous joints, cartilaginous joints and synovial joints. Again, fibrous and cartilaginous joints are called solid joint and have restricted movements, while synovial joints, they are freely movable. Fibrous joints are again of three types, that is the sutures, gomphosis and syndesmosis. Cartilaginous joints are again two types, that is the primary and secondary. Primary is also called synchondrosis and secondary is also called symphysis. Synovial is of four types, that is the saddle, elliptical, condylar, trochoid or also known as pivot joint. Now we will discuss an example of each type of joint. Starting with fibrous joint, the first one is the sutures. Sutures are the joints present in between the skull bones. They are immobile in adults, but they are slightly mobile in fetus. Gomphosis, they are the tooth socket joint and they are completely immobile. Syndesmosis, these are mobile joints, and two examples of syndesmosis is medial radio-ulnar joint and inferior tibia fibula, in the upper limb and in the lower limb. Now we will start. This was all about the three types of fibrous joint, that is the sutures, gomphosis and syndesmosis. Now we will start with cartilaginous, that is the primary and secondary, synchondrosis and symphysis. Synchondrosis, also called the primary cartilaginous, and they are immobile. Synchondrosis is present in between two bones. For example, I have taken this you can assume as humerus bone. These are the two parts of the bone. This is the first part, this is the second part. The first part is called the epiphysis and the second is called the diaphysis. In between the two parts of the bone, there is a growth plate. This is the growth plate or also called the hyaline cartilage. With age, what happens is both this epiphysis and diaphysis get ossified. So the growth plate get ossified and then this is known as synostosis. But this is not very initially. When we grow after a certain age, we attain that age so that our bone cannot be more elongated, so it gets ossified. The growth plate gets removed by becoming ossified, and this process is called synostosis. Symphysis, this is, we have heard it in most of our pubic joints. It is also called the secondary cartilaginous joints and they are mobile. It is present between two bones and the bones are hyaline and fibrous cartilage is present. This is the difference. In synchondrosis, only between the two bones, the bone 1 and bone 2, only hyaline cartilage was present. But while in symphysis, there is presence of hyaline and fibrous as well as. This is the difference. For example, symphysis, pubic symphysis, sacrococcygeal, intervertebral joint, these are symphysis. Pubic symphysis and sacrococcygeal, they are more mobile during parturition, that is when a pregnant woman is going to give the delivery. These two symphysis joints are very mobile, so it will be easy for them to give birth to the child. Next comes the synovial joint, that is the third. Here is the synovial joint, the third type of the joint. What is the synovial joint? Let us see the structure first. This is the male surface, this is the female surface. Both this surface are joined with a capsule. Then in between both the surface there is a plain disc like surface, that is the intra-articular disc or fibrous joint. And here is the space, that is the synovial membrane. Here it's the articular disc or hyaline. Now we should know what is the function of this intra-articular disc or fibrous joint. It is the function is to shock absorber. In every kind of joint, it functions as shock absorber. Then we will discuss about the types of joint. The first one is the saddle joint. Example is malleus and incus joint, which is freely movable and it is, we know, present in the ear. And in the upper limb, there are two examples, that is sternoclavicular, that is the shoulder abduction, and the first carpometacarpal, that is the thumb opposition. Then in the lower limb, there is calcaneocuboid joint, that is the lateral longitudinal arc. This was the saddle synovial joint, in which we need to remember all these examples. The second one is the elliptical synovial joint. In elliptical synovial joint, there are three examples. One is the wrist, that is the radiocarpal joint, the knuckle, the metacarpal pharyngeal joint, and the atlanto-occipital, that is also known as the yes movement. What does that mean, yes movement? When we nod our head, the movement we get, that is the yes movement, it is because of these two bones, and the joint is atlanto-occipital joint. These three examples are basically elliptical synovial, but in some questions we also get the example, it is called in some books, and in some questions we also get this as condylar synovial joint. This can be condylar. For an example, if the elliptical is not there in the option, then we can go for the condylar synovial, but firstly these are the elliptical synovial. Then third, it comes the condylar synovial. Condylar synovial have two examples, that is temporomandibular and the knee, in the knee, that is the tibia femoral. These two are the condylar synovial, but also sometimes known as modified hinge joint, same as the above. If in the option condylar is not given, then it is known as the modified hinge joint too. The fourth one is the pivot joint, synovial joint, or also called the trochoid joint. Here is only one example, that is the no movement. When we move our head for telling no, there are two bones responsible, that is the cervical 1 and cervical 2, known as the atlanto-axis joint, and this type of joint is pivot or trochoid synovial joint. So that's it. This was all about the joints, its types and examples. I hope you liked it. Thank you.